Hey everybody, I'm Arius and welcome to the channel. So today I'm just going to make a quick little video of me talking over some crafting, showing you guys how to make your own gear upgrades. Let's say maybe you unlock tier 12 expeditions, but you're still a little bit too weak to run those tier 11s to actually get the gear to complete that tier 12. So you're still running tier 10s, trying to get to the point where you can solo tier 11s, and you're having some difficulty because the items that are dropping are 2 levels below your cap, and it's just nothing's going right. So I wanted to show you this is there are 3 pieces of gear I ended up getting from this tier 10 um while I was working myself up to completing tier 11s. And I got my one of my only purples that dropped was this helmet right here. um and the game tells you it's an upgrade. Says that little green arrow says higher armor, you should equip it. And it does have higher armor. It has 600 more armor than my current helmet. However, if you look at the stats and compare it to what my current helmet has, what we're looking at is anomaly power, long range damage, and skills life leech. These stats are so much more important than any kind of armor value. Relatively. So you wouldn't take like a 2,000 armor hit in order to get a little bit more firepower, but you probably would take that armor hit if it was something if it was the difference between anomaly power and firepower. My build doesn't benefit from anomaly power, and if it does it in very small part. And so me equipping this, not only, I mean, I would gain, you can see the percentage here, I would gain 0.3% physical damage reduction, but in return I would lose something like 8 9 10% damage um on my gun, and that's without any of the other bonuses, which make that difference so much higher. um and so even though the game tells me this is an upgrade and it's a purple that I got, this isn't an upgrade. This is a big fail. But you'll notice I got this blue helmet. This blue helmet has bonus firepower, which is a win, cooldown reduction, which is a win, and long range damage, which is a bit of a miss, but I mean, it's better. It's definitely better than that purple helmet. The issue is equipping it as it is now would be completely troll. I'm losing 1,000 armor in order to get what, maybe plus a couple hundred firepower. Um, this isn't something that we can do. However, with the crafting system in Outriders, we can level this item up and even increase the rarity in order to make it a very much viable piece of gear. And so you can actually level up items. Leveling up items only takes the component pieces if it is a blue rarity or a green rarity. So if you're, for instance, if you're leveling up a weapon, it'll take iron. If you're leveling up armor, it'll take leather. And so here, while we're leveling up, you'll notice 2 things happen whenever you level it up. One, the armor will increase, and you'll see by how much whenever you hover on the level up button. And the values of the stats on that piece of gear are randomized. So it's really important that you're not using your shards on items that you're going to be upgrading. As we level it up, it gains 500 armor, and the second time we level it up, it gains another 500. So we're about on par with the item we have currently. We maybe lose a little bit of armor, we gain a bit of firepower. You can see we can upgrade the rarity. And hovering on improve this item will show you how much armor is gained. In this case, we gain like 1,500 armor, which is a lot. But yeah, we'll go ahead and improve this item. And whenever you improve rarity, if you go from green to blue, you're given 3 options for tier 1 mod. You can choose which one you want. And specifically here, as we improve it to epic, you'll notice we get the same thing, but from tier 2 mods. And so we get the armor bonus, and you'll notice the stats aren't affected by improving rarity. But yeah, anyways, we upgrade the rarity, and we get an option of 3 different mods. Unfortunately, these mods are not great. Here we got Move and Groove, which increases firepower and anomaly power. We got Head of the Ward, which reviving an ally fully restores their health, which is, I'm playing mostly solo, so that is not going to be something that is amazing for me. And Bloody Boost, which boosts your damage against enemies affected with bleed. I currently don't have a way to inflict bleed. I know there's some armor shenanigans you can do where your crits inflict bleed, or you can get it on a gun. You can get bleed bullets, but it's not something I'm super interested in. In this case, It's unfortunate. The best option for me here is move and groove, so I went ahead and grabbed that. So as the dust settles here, you can see we started off with a blue helmet that was 1000 armor down, had a decent stats, and an okay mod on it. We ended up with something that is very, very much an improvement of our current piece of gear. And the way we did this was through crafting, not through getting lucky, not through only looking at the purples. You want to make sure you're looking at your blues at the end of each expedition to make sure that you're not missing out on some really, really good upgrades. And I will say, as a cliff note, upgrading higher rarity items level does cost more. It costs more titanium and it costs drop pod resources rather than iron or leather. And so once you get an item up to epic or legendary, it better be a perfect item if you're going to spend this kind of stuff on leveling it up. They specifically legendaries get really expensive. Here I have the gauntlets of the Canval, which are probably my best in slot gloves. But you'll notice the cost of leveling this item up is pretty hefty. And so to level this thing up twice, I would have had to gold to tier 10 and done even more than that in order to get the titanium required. Here I have a second crafting option for you, and we're going to go through this a bit quicker. So my current chest piece in this clip right now is it's a 6200 armor piece. Has bonus firepower, status power, and cooldown reduction. So 2 of those stats hit. Status power is a miss, and we have decent mod. Damage absorber is not bad, and we modded the tier 1. And here we have a 5000 armor chest that is blue and is perfect rolls for a chest or for any armor piece for that matter. Firepower, close range damage, cooldown reduction. These are 3 perfect hits and a mod that we are actually currently using. So that'll free up a slot. So you can see we go ahead and level it up. And whenever we level it up, it gains 500 each time. You can see we're about even on armor now with a couple of stat increases. We're getting almost 1000 bonus firepower from this. And so don't think that this is some kind of small upgrade. These upgrades that we're finding here, starting with the blue, leveling it up, being able to choose what mods we want, being able to select for our gear is very, very strong. And that bonus firepower is going to go a long way in working us up to those further tiers. And here you can see whenever we improve the rarity of this item, we're getting an extra 1300 armor and a choice of 3 mods. And we'll see what those mods are. Unfortunately, these are not great mods for us. We got mitigation from death, which says killing enemies while aiming down sights grants armor, stacks up to 3 times. This would be nice. We don't aim down sight a lot. We are using auto shotties. We're using 2 auto shotties, and we are just walking into close range and holding down left click. The second mod is Untamed Power, which using skills deals damage in an AoE, and the damage is equal to skills with Anomaly Power. This is something that is not important. We don't scale Anomaly Power. We don't necessarily care about doing AoE damage with our skills, so we're going to pass on that. And lastly, we have deal more damage against enemies afflicted by burn, which is not something we can put on right now, and it's not something we're worried about putting on right now. Our mod slots are pretty filled at the moment. We're running 1 gun with Striga, 1 gun with Perpetua Mobile. All 3 of these mods are not great. We end up taking mitigation from death just because it's the only one that actually applies, and we're going to go ahead and replace this with a tier 3 mod. So this tier 3 mod is something I initially ran whenever I got it, and then we out-leveled it quickly because of expeditions, and I had to leave it behind. I had to deconstruct that armor piece. But now that I started off with a tier 1 that's actually useful for my build, I can go ahead and slot in this tier 3 without any kind of issue. So as the dust settles here, we can go ahead and look at it. We gained about 1,300 armor. We gained 1,000 firepower, which is really nice damage. Gained a little bit of cooldown reduction and 8% close range damage, as well as 2 mod slots that are going to be very, very effective in pushing our build towards the next tier. But yeah, that was just a quick video. Don't overlook your blues. Don't overlook your greens even, depending on what tier you're at. And I wouldn't recommend doing this for every challenge tier. You'll notice I am very low on titanium throughout this whole video. I actually had to farm titanium in between these 2 upgrades. I kind of started spending a little bit too early. I started doing this, I think, in probably tier 8s or 9s. I wouldn't recommend it that early on. I think you can get some pretty decent upgrades, not that slowly. Obviously, it depends on what your gear looks like at the time. and if you're playing co-op or not. But I kind of started spinning a little bit too much, a little bit too early, and now that I'm reaching, I recently reached tier 13. I am constantly out of titanium, and I should have saved up more for this moment, but it is what it is. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you learned something or enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. It really does help out, and subscribe to the channel for more Outriders content. But yeah, thanks so much, and take care.